from it. I do like that from Gen.G though, that they don't blind, because Lahens is the type of guy that will just slam out a Karma, right?
Yeah.
So the Nongshim first comp, it's very solid. I do think
Canyon.
All right, let's see whether Trigger's going to be able to keep himself alive here.
No
Flashes up for Trigger, but not for Lahens. And so he could just be going down. The Audacious Charge comes in. And yes, he's got Eclipse. Yes, he's got Aftershock, but there's an auto attack from then full damage. I think that's kind of cool. As Gideon goes in, Cyclone will connect onto Canyon. And now the Monkey is forced to flash back into the pit as he got thrown over the wall. Chovy now with the Incinerate out is looking to lock down Lahens. As Gideon left on his lonesome and Chovy grabs first blood. Of these objectives as Malignance is done, but a teleport towards his top side is Nongshim looking for a dive onto Keen, whose snipping is starting to hurt. Lahens and Kingen do wait a long time for this teleport to come forward as there's the exhaust onto Kingen, but it's not going to be enough to keep Keen alive. Lahens just barely surviving, but a well-calculated dive here. The exchange should be some plates and a Drake.
Looks a little spooky there with how long it took for the very slow teleport to make its way to top. But a nice play by Nongshim. Like as well, the Gideon was covering bot. It's also Trigger, who on Ezreal is notoriously hard to dive. So the only thing that Gen.G will get on the counter punch is...
Well, to each their own. As Gen.G is going to wander over and take a dragon. The contest, the cross map, things like this, not something that our Noodle Boys are really too worried about here. They're going to slowly shove in this top wave. But I think this bottom outer turret should also be going down.
I have one more little fun tidbit as this turret goes down.
Please.
You know who won today?
Bro.
Henna.
Oh yeah, he also
He did also
like,
win!
player of the game or something like that as well. I did see that on Twitter. I didn't actually see the game.
Just as a
Rumble.
Yeah, I would say so. So Rumble is harder to jump onto for Gen.G than the other way around, right? With Wukong, with Leona. Flashless Annie, I think, is actually a big deal. And then obviously the offensive capabilities of a Flash W or Flash Chibbers is also big.
Oh, that's so sexy. Goes past, gets another charge, but now Nongshim might have found an angle here. The Pop Blossom this time, though, is very, very good. Heroic Entrance does come down as Ruler manages to take down the Monkey. The flash out there from Canyon, but still gets taunted. Tries to go in because there's no way out. He's Xin Zhao. And that looked really cute, but ultimately wasn't great.
Except if you're Nongshim.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, Canyon going a little bit way too hard there. Nicely done by Nongshim, actually. Really clean. Oh, Lahens, if you die, that does kind of void how good that play was. Okay.
And now it's a 2 for 2, kind of.
Well, they also lost mid-turret, so it's better than they did before. And I think already we can say, barring Lahens, they kind of do. I think,
yeah,
things have looked decent so far.
Well, you're going to say that, and they're going to look for Chovy. They will be able to find him here. Pop Blossom is going to be the answer as True Shot Barrage takes down the Annie, but it's a 1-for-1 immediately. Still down goes the Nico as Trigger has found Ruler. He's Arcane shifting away, and Ruler is going to have to escape. Still, the rest of Gen.G just mob things up. And Calix, I believe he flashed over that wall to escape the play, and so a 2 versus 3. And the Otacon still going to be attempted here by Gen.G.
It's a bit ambitious. Calix is pretty dangerous.
He is. The Winds of War do go almost entirely wide. The Trigger needs to be so careful. As Ruler, once again, it's a good sidestep. And oh god, just another couple of autos and down Trigger will go. But still, he's able to Arcane shift away. That being said, that's not going to save this Otacon. And with Canyon being alive and I think healing off the Otacon more than anything else, is able to take this one out. They're looking for. Not going to be able to take it just yet. Flash is available here for Canyon, but not going to have to worry about that Zenith Blade as that one goes wide. Pop Blossom will connect onto 4! And Duro finds the angle this time around. Chovy is also at full health as the Equalizer decently placed, but it's a little too late. Never mind, the Walking Barbecue walks in. And Kingen doesn't last very long, still manages to get one of the kills back. That is something, as Chovy having a giggle. And Trigger, I think, will be able to get himself out. It's actually just a Q that they wait for to guarantee the stun. Over the wall goes the fast bomb, and Ruler is able to lock up that kill.
These fights are pretty close. You know, just a little bit of execution that, obviously on Gen.G's side, I think is very clean. It also really helps in this setup that they have 4 genuine
All right, Gen.G looking for the play. There's the crescent guard, and now Trigger's in so much trouble. They're closing in from every angle as Ruler gets pounced on, but not before killing basically everyone. Exhaust goes down onto King, and he's just running for his life as Keen chasing after him, scissors in hand, and now Lahen's, yeah, just on the wrong side of this one. There's the knock-up, and Canyon will be able to lock down this kill very comfortably. And this game, like, I don't know when it really happened, but it is now very over. You know, it was
like
probably
right now,
like
yeah.
3 seconds.
And at this point, it's obviously too late. It does make me question, why is Nongshim going so deep when they have a teleport disadvantage, right? That's just a timer thing. You can't be that deep in the enemy jungle. Maybe one of those mistakes. So maybe Chovy dies?
Well, Calix is going to get that taunt down. Gideon's in here as well. Chovy running pretty fast and does have that Molten Shield as Canyon will get knocked up on his way in. Still Chovy able to go golden. And Gideon trying to get himself out, but it does not work. Now Duro finds Calix. And Duro doesn't really have very much, so the sad B is going to come out.
No, Duro, don't!
Why, there's the flash to interrupt, the Pop Blossom to lock him in place, and Canyon moseys on down. And charges the Q, doesn't actually manage to get the knock-up as Calix does walk out of the way, but it doesn't matter, he's still dead. And in the meantime, Keen's like, all right, you guys done? Are you done with the funny business? It's time to win this game. I got stuff to do.
We don't know what stuff, but Keen is playing like he has
It does
stuff.
look like he's got a hot date or something like that, as Poppy used to say.
Well, I mean, every date is... We're in summer in Korea. It's not great, guys. Korean summer is a lot.
Yeah. Equalizer goes down. Canyon tanks it as Keen dashing on top of this rumble. Man, Kingen takes so much damage. He does have to immediately flash, but into the firing line goes the Leona, and down she goes immediately as Gideon, I believe, just killed a clone, but they also killed his clone as well, so clones traded.
They're still going.
Yeah, Gen.G just like not with very much health. Gideon also does sweep the ward as Canyon just dives on top of Trigger and murders him. And this Xin Zhao, I think, may be impossible to kill. As now Duro trying to keep himself alive in this backline as Calix and Gideon well and truly outside of this battle. And Gen.G are getting closed in on. These health bars are so low. Heroic charge to come in. And there it is. They do manage to take down Canyon. He is mortal in the end, but Ruler is
No, that was
not.
my hand!
Calix is still dead. Keen running with scissors, and that's dangerous, guys. That's what we've learned. And Gen.G are just going to win the game right here.
This is one of the least memorable Gen.G games I think that I've ever... It's so textbook.
It is so Gen.G.
It's so Gen.G. They pick the champions,